Like, okay, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but record right now. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just feel like there's just so much more you can be doing with your time as an officer than just, like, stopping people and processing people for petty crimes.
Well, I'm going to answer that for you. I watched this video. I actually watched the interview of a past NYPD police officer. He's a black guy with dreads. Mm-hmm. And he looked fairly young, maybe 30. Mm. And he was on the show, and I was listening, and he basically was saying the main reason you might see that is because you get pushed to meet a quota. And so when you get pushed to meet a quota, that's when you'll start getting tickets for being one number over the speed limit. Or, you know, I mean, it's stupid stuff, basically.
Yeah.
So, and I was just really interested. I'll have to put the link in the bio, or the description, I should say. But he was really telling it all, and I said, they're going to come after this dude. Mm-hmm. Like, he was telling too much. Mm-hmm. But for people like me and you and all three of us, we need to know this just so we can live another day. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I have an uncle that's a sheriff. He was a sheriff for city of Cedar Hill. And, like, I mean, so I'm familiar with the quota shit, but I just feel like you didn't have to take me, bro. Like, you didn't have to take me for a $200.
You say there's so many other people that are qualified right now.
And I understand with what you said about the, like, meeting the quota, it's like, how many people are you going to stop that do have a warrant, you know, or something like, so you gotta take it, you know, if you ain't even close to your quota. I mean, obviously you're gonna take what you can get, but at the same time, it's like, you gonna take me in, fam, for a speed, it wasn't even a speeding ticket, it was a stop sign.
A stop sign ticket?
And I was planning on fighting that, because it's like, do you have me on camera not stopping? Like, bro, you count 5 seconds, STOP, and you go.
But I feel like they're, I don't know if it's their sheriff or, what's the top? Like the police's boss. Colonel?
Captain?
Captain.
That sounds...
I don't know. She's talking about that sound right.
Look, black people don't know about the police like that.
I just hear police and I run. That's all I know. But the problem is majority of them, their bosses will stick it to the police officer knowing that he was wrong or that he could have done something better. Mm-hmm. So if you have a problem going from the higher ups all the way down, trickling down, who do we really go to get these problems, like, resolved? Like, who? Like, you know, I think one of the things you might have to do is, I know black community for sure, like, something we might have to do, other communities that need it, you have to pay a lobbyist buku money, because lobbyists are the ones that go to the Senate and Congress and fight for your rights.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why LGBT has some of their rights. Mm-hmm. I do believe that.
Ooh, and that's the thing. Like, I know we about to get into this voting thing.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well roll right on into it.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, that's the thing. We definitely need to know. I know we feel like it's some Illuminati shit and your vote does not count. But stop listening to your uncle. Like, stop listening to this nigga. He discovered YouTube
right
and he feels like, oh, this is a conspiracy. Don't listen to him, please. That shit does not make sense, because at the end of the day, the law is still the law, and there are things that we can do to prevent certain things. The more you know, the better you do. So, like, in certain situations, your law enforcement should be working for you. Your judicial system should be working for you. And the only problem with where we fall through the cracks is we don't really know how to penetrate that system. And it starts by educating yourself on what's going around you. I know politics and shit sound boring, but when you get stopped by the police, or you got a cousin that's in jail for something that they shouldn't be in jail for, I mean, or the crime doesn't match the time, it's like, what do you do but let them sit it out?
Yeah, and I think for me, it's just like, if you're not going to vote, and again, I get it, right? I get it as far as people who don't vote. I've been one of those people, like, as far as, like, conspiracy, like, this shit, like, this is going into, like, outer space, like, this, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I totally get that. But for me, what made me really get into it was just the idea of just trying. Like, whether the shit happens or not, you know.
What am I hurting?
You know what I'm saying? It takes 10 minutes if if you're voting early to go drop a fucking ballot. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take much to just be like, well, if it counts, it counts. If it doesn't, at least I tried. You know?
Oh man.
I see people on the whole tips on Instagram all day, every day since the elections is like, oh, y'all some coons for voting, you stupid. Or just the conspiracy theorists just like, that's stupid, you look like a sheep. And it's like, but what are you doing? Like, when you listen
you just talking about it.
You talking about it, but all the shit you trying to, like, you know all this about the Illuminati and all these people who got money, the Rothschilds and shit like that. I hate when people try to make a point like the Illuminati is real when they mention a family that we know is wealthy and controls a lot. Like, thank you, fam. We could have all put that shit together. Like, you're not making any sense. Like, you haven't done anything. Like, you show me a way out, and I might not fucking vote. But until then, I'm going to continue. It doesn't stop at, like, the president and the Senate and the government and shit like that. You have people in your city and your town that are there to help you. And you won't be able to they won't be in a position to help you or have a platform unless you get involved and know who you need to put in place to do that.
I mean, I have been for many years now one of the people that was like, I'm not voting, and I stick to that pretty well. I didn't vote, haven't voted still.
You didn't vote for Obama?
Nope.
Wow, I respect it.
Now, I do respect people that do vote. I would ask if you respect me. Like, it has nothing to do with my character.
Yeah.
However, I am actually starting to have the same mindset that you all just mentioned. So I'm in between stages right now to be like 1,000%. Maybe there's other people out there like me. I was definitely, for all these years, never voted. And now I'm actually starting to be like, maybe I should try. Even if nothing happens, at least I gave my effort.
Yeah, and I know some people, I know other people who don't vote, right? And, like, especially for the Trump and
Hillary.
And that's what people said. People are like, I don't want to vote for a lesser evil, or, you know what I'm saying? And again, I understand what you're saying, but it's just like, come on. You know what I mean?
I respect that, but at the same time, if you don't believe in either politician, I don't believe in just doing it for the lesser. If you think that both of them are bad, and that's truly, like, neither one of them can help you, depending on what your income is, then just don't do it. Like, don't do it if you really don't believe in it. I feel like if you believe in the party, that's who you vote for. And I don't feel like it's mandatory for everybody. Like you said, you haven't voted. But when you feel like it's necessary for you, like, you agree, like, I'm a vote, or you align with the person that represents who you are, vote for them. Like, you don't have to do it because it's a wave and everybody's doing it. But you should be informed. I don't need motherfuckers going to the polls that don't know what's happening. Because, like, I mean, thanks for your vote. We appreciate it. Go out and vote. But
I mean, it's interesting you say that. So I'm hearing two different sides here. So you're saying more so vote regardless. So, and, you know.
Yeah, okay. So this is my thing. I say I understand those who don't want to vote for a lesser evil. And maybe I'm saying I would still vote because I've never been in that position before. Because I've always known which candidate I'm voting for. Like, you know, so that's my experience. So maybe I don't quite understand. I understand, but, you know, maybe I just quite
don't get your thing.
Yeah, because that's not the experience that I've had. But
what happened? I mean, I think you explained it very well. I think you both did. Like, I'm actually, again, I'm in the middle, so I'm hearing both of y'all are helping me to really, you know, get a certain mindset that I'm trying to get. So
I encourage everybody to vote, just because I feel like if you're gonna vote, it makes you want to understand the process a little better. And I feel like everybody should be informed on what's being done to them and being done around them. Like, I feel like a lot of people feel like their vote doesn't count because they don't know what is going to happen. You know, they don't really pay attention to the politicians or what their policies or what they're trying to get accomplished. And we don't even know how to ask people for that. Like, how do we ask or I don't even know what I'm trying to say. How do we get them to work in our favor? And I feel like that's such a battle that people feel like it's too much or to, like, really fight.
You gotta pay them suckers. That's how you get them to work in your favor.
I mean, it's just a lot. You know, it's a lot to think. I turn on CNN, I turn on, you know, Fox, whatever.
Fox be really making you want to vote. It's like,
I'm trying to keep it level here. Bias, so I would still stay clear of those.
But okay, that's true.
Yeah.
But I just think about, you know, things like gay marriage and, you know, these hard-hitting topics that are, you know, either Republican or Democratic typically. You know what I'm saying? Like, people like to separate it in that way. For me, it doesn't matter. I'm telling you to vote, not because I want you to vote the particular way that I want to vote.
You're just saying vote.
I'm just saying, like, let's get involved. Like, you know?
And just because you've always been a Republican or a Democrat, like, you don't have to stay with the same party.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can agree with that. As far as my parents, I haven't done it, but
yeah. I mean, you know, obviously it's been drilled in our head that that's what we did, and that's that's our set. You know,
that's
like,
who you roll with.
Yeah,
regardless, you're gonna vote for them even if you don't agree.
But just because
that doesn't make a change, though.
But yeah, you're right, and that's why it's so important to like watch these debates. Like these debates that have been going have been super fucking lit, and that's why I'm like, watch these debates. You know, look at these campaigns and see what they're saying and be like, okay, what makes the most sense, you know? And for me, I'm going to have a hippie moment here, but it's like, I'm thinking about all of us as people, you know?
I agree.
That was definitely a hippie moment.
I know, because, I mean, I understand, like, voting for you and what you're going through. But, like, can we do that, but also take into account the majority, like,
that's
what's going on?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
For sure, you gotta come out of that box because at the end of the day, we all under attack. If you're not a 1%er,
that's for real.
If you're not a 1%er, you're with the rest of us, buddy. I don't care where you come from, what, you know. It's just we all in the same gang, and we just trying to like get this shit together. And we got a lot of bad shit happening.
You got a lot of work to do, but it can be done.
Yeah.
You know, I do think it's certain things you need. You know, you need lobbyists. You need people that's going to fight for you if you can't go and do it yourself every day. You know, it's going to take more than 40 hours a week to get a law changed. But I do think we're making progress. I do think this country, a lot of stuff is coming out because we don't talk about it, and we can talk about that even personally. Like, you have to talk about stuff. I get that.
What's that one?
Okay, sis.
That one.
And then I had a wine moment.
She warm over here.
You said I had a hippie moment. I had a wine moment. Okay, but seriously, you do have to talk things out to make a change and to get things going.
No, and not even throwing those slugs or anything. I do feel like it is true, especially now with 45 in office. There's some people that should not have voted for him because that tax break didn't hit y'all. You know what I'm saying? We need to reassess some things, you know, going forward. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know about y'all, but I'm poor right now. So, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, pretty much. Because middle class is going away.
Yeah, you know
so that's the case.
A Republican president, I don't think it's going to be it's going to resurface any of that type of shit like us. So, you know what I'm saying? Did y'all see Andrew Gillum? I'm going to be done, but like Andrew Gillum, you know, he had a few words
I haven't.
What, in the debate? Or
yes,
like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yo, I was like, wow, this nigga is up here spitting. These are bars.
I would go watch a clip or something then.
It's really good.
I
like,
haven't seen it.
Because, like, even if you aren't about politics,
which I'm not.
Yeah, you could be like fucking environment, like, you know.
So maybe I should start being aware of at least politically.
It'll take that thing.
Yeah, and it's actually really interesting. Even if you're hearing their stuff, like listening to the Florida debate. I don't live in Florida.
I can't even vote for that.
I live there at one point,
but it's like you listen to it and you're like, damn, like, that's interesting. You know, it's just, it can be really interesting even if you don't speak that language.
That's facts, because you could possibly one day want to move to Florida.
Yeah.
You need to know what the fuck is going on. And in Florida right now, it's not somewhere I want to be.
See, and when I went there for college, it did me just fine.
Yeah.
So,
bro,
to a certain
with
extent.
with the Trump mobile, was he from Florida?
The Trump mobile.
Did you ever the dude who was sending the bombs?
So they called that person?
Yeah.
Okay.
They
surely they did.
Florida,
It's a matter of when.
Florida is some crazy people. They kind of...
Yeah.
They are, like, even stuff was happening when I was in Florida for college. Stuff was happening. Like, I was like, what the...
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this right now? You could be at home with your kids instead of committing murder. Like, what's going on? But people be doing some crazy
The bath
stuff.
salt dude,
in Florida.
Yeah, on the show Atlanta, Earn, which is Childish Gambino's character, he was saying that his family, he was saying that his family was going to Florida, and they was like, one of the characters was like, watch out for Florida man.
Yep.
And it was like a metaphor.
Faces.
Yeah, it was a metaphor for people in Florida because they really be on some throw shit.
Crazy stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's too Caribbean-y. Like, I don't know the word.
Man, there's something in
Maybe
that
it's
water.
It's like green algae. Listen to that debate. Florida going through.
But for real though, everybody, please, give us your feedback about the video. Of course, always subscribe to the channel. But maybe we can actually leave the actual 1, 2, 3 steps on how to become a voter.
Make sure
we
you
can
register.
do that in the description there, so y'all can have that.
Even if you don't vote, just be registered, just in case. Be locked and loaded.
Yeah,
you know
be ready. Stay prepared.
You never know. You may not want to vote in the presidential election, but you should not. I just feel like you should get involved somewhere. You don't have to do the presidential thing, but there are things going on around you. Just be informed.
That's what it is.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Bye.